everybody. It's Tyler from LovelineShow.com, and I'm here with Chris D'Elia, who is on Whitney on NBC Thursdays, 9:30.
That's right.
And somehow we roped him into talking to us a little bit before the show. He's going to be really sick of talking once this is all over, I'm sure. But Chris, so you're on Whitney, but how did you start in comedy?
I started doing stand-up. I started doing the open mics at a place in North Hollywood, just a hole-in-the-wall club called the Ha Ha Cafe, and I just started going I started about 5.5 years ago, and I just started going every day. I would just go every day.
What pushed you into that?
As sad as it is to say, I think I just kept failing at everything else. And I know stand-up comedy is one of the hardest things to do. I don't suggest that if you failed at everything else to do stand-up, but for some reason it worked out. I've always wanted to do it, and I think that I was scared to do it. And then once I was like fed up with everything else, I just got on stage.
How old were you when you started?
25.
So relatively late in the game, I guess.
Yeah, late in the game for sure. Yeah, everyone always starts at like 16.
Right.
To get up there. But yeah, I was just scared.
So you're looking like for mentorship from like the 18-year-old, like who are old veterans in comedy.
I know. I don't know. But I think also when you do start at such a young age, you don't really have that big of a grasp on life to where you can really necessarily be that funny anyway. Right. So you kind of
don't have the experience.
First. Yeah, exactly.
So you're currently on Whitney, NBC, Thursdays, 9:30.
Yeah.
And you play Whitney's boyfriend, Alex, and you guys have been together for 3 years. How similar are you to that character?
We know each other really well. So besides the fact that I'm in the same type of relationship, which I'm not, but she knows me, and she like wrote the part for me with me in mind. So I know. That would have been awkward if you didn't get cast. Yeah. Well, when she first told me, she was like, I wrote this part for you. I think I would like for you to play it. You hear that so much in Hollywood. I immediately thought, cool, I wonder who's going to end up playing it. But
that was supposed to be me,
I know.
man.
I mean, I've done that a lot to the TV screen. But yeah, so she knows me very well and writes for me, which is really, really a huge luxury as somebody on screen.
Is that weird going from, I mean, you've been doing stand-up for 6 years where you're coming up with your own stuff. Is it weird to now step into a role where you're essentially being someone else's character?
No, I'm saying what the writer's right. Yeah,
right.
I mean, it's a little bit like it's a little bit like stand-up because there's the live audience there, but it's you're still trying to make jokes work. Yeah. It's just you're doing it with somebody else, and you try to make it personal as you can, which I think if you're a good actor, you can do.
Right.
Hopefully.
What have you found the hardest thing about doing a network sitcom?
Waking up early.
Yeah.
As a comic, you don't want to wake up early at all. It's rough because I'm still doing shows too. I do shows, and sometimes I get home at like midnight, and then you got to wake up at 8 a.m. That's obviously the hardest part for me. I don't even wake up until at least noon, and that's when the day ends.
At least there's that craft service table, though, right?
Yeah, which is
great for your physique. Also, too. Nothing but great health food.
And Whitney keeps writing in shirtless scenes. I think she's just trying to embarrass me. Is what's going on.
Well, she also had a scene in the very first episode where she was shaving her own mustache. So
that's true.
That
she kind of trumped me there with the first scene.
Yeah. So gotta give her some credit for that.
Yeah.
All right. Trick question, or maybe not trick question.
I'm sure it's a trick.
Chris, what's your favorite mountain?
Wait, why is this a trick question?
Oh, do you have a favorite mountain?
Is this a sexual thing?
No. I'm giving you a chance to plug your show. What's your favorite mountain?
Was Whitney a mountain?
Dude, it's the tallest mountain in the continental United States.
Well, now I just look like an idiot. Is it? Really? You Googled this. How do you know this? You're from around there.
No, to be fair, I knew that there was a Mount Whitney, but once I typed it into Wikipedia, and it was like, it's the tallest mountain in the United States. I was like, oh, okay.
Mount Whitney, I've heard that, yeah. But
hey, Chris, do you know who invented the cotton gin?
Yeah, Whitney. Dr. Whitney Cummings?
Eli Whitney.
Oh,
yeah, close enough. Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
I don't know.
And last but not least, I've got to ask, as a man who's taken months, literally months, to grow this beard out, you see before you.
Do you shave that part? Or does it
kind
not
of.
grow that part?
Thanks for bringing that up.
No,
appreciate that. How do you keep the perfect, I haven't shaved in 3 days look? I
don't know. I think I'm just lucky that it grows like this.
Does it grow and then stop? Or do you, you trim it back a little bit?
Well, the show does it. Yeah, they don't like it this long, actually. We haven't shot in a little bit, but they I love having a beard, and so it's a thing now. People are like, that's what they think I have. So even when I got the show on Whitney, the guys were like, well, let's not shave it completely. Let's leave it a little bit. So I know there was a thing with like in TV Guide with like me and Ashton Kutcher about how we're
best beards on TV or something.
I think it was actually worse beards on TV, for real.
Well, it's definitely the best beard in this studio.
All right, I'll take that.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up. Chris D'Elia, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks, man.
NBC Thursdays, Whitney, 9:30 p.m. Check it out.